This is Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. We're just getting started. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
He's drinking that with no chaser.
This is Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. We're just getting started. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
He's drinking that with no chaser.
This is Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. We're just getting started. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
He's drinking that with no chaser.
Hey, folks, how are you? How you doing? Welcome to another episode of Straight No Chaser. This is your boy Sinbad. We've got the Chief who'll be fooling around in here in a minute and coming back, and we got Shannon with us again. Shannon, how you doing? See, we got our own theme song. Shannon got a theme song, so we gotta play this all the time. This is I ain't heard this song I've heard this song more times in the past month than I did in 20 years. But Shannon is with us. Shannon, how you doing? She's in there. She was getting ready to sing, but Chief and Shannon and I have been sitting here.
Yes, sir.
Trying to make sense. I mean, unless you've been under a rock, you may have noticed that it was something that was supposed to be a debate. I think it was slated as a debate, but it was a debacle. It was a mess. It was crazy. And we're going to get into it and we're going to talk about it. But I mean, just when you think things can't get any more ridiculous, any worse, anytime you think this dude has pushed the envelope as far as he can, he keeps pushing it some more. He's done just about everything that you would say that we would tell any politician or anyone running for office not to do. He's pretty much done it. If you asked years ago, like, nope, don't do that. Nope, can't say that. No, don't touch there. No, don't scratch. No, don't call him that. No, don't say this name. And now he's done all of that. He's done all of that, and here he is. So it begs the question, and we'll get into it further, but is he really the problem, or the folk who follow him are the problem? I tend to agree with the latter. I mean, I'm not dismissing him at all. I'm not saying that he's a problem, but it's beyond him at this point.
Good question, though.
Go ahead, Shannon. I'm talking too much. Y'all jump in. Don't let me just run my mouth. Jump in here and say something. Say, boy, be quiet.
No, I agree.
Don't let me do a Trump and just keep going.
That's a good question. Is it him or is it his followers? I think it's him, but maybe his followers feed his ego a little bit too much.
True. Yeah. I mean, that's what allows this to go down. I mean, he says crazy stuff, and he looks out the next day and he sees everybody's following him. He's seeing, oh, these people like me. Let me play to them a little bit. Let me do this. And, you got folks out there who support him, who by voting for him are voting against their own interest. It's almost like it's not a matter of what he does for them, but it's what he doesn't do for everybody else that they don't like too. So it's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Right. And it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The folks who you can't, that 40% that they always talk about, and for some reason they're always trying to be kind of fearful of, but I'm like, look, 60% is the larger number than 40%. You got 40%. Okay. Even if you had all of that, there's still 60% of the folks that we need to get, who we hope have good sense. And because this is beyond politics for me. This, Chief and I were talking earlier today, and he said, well, this is in your neck of the woods. This is politics. And I'm like, no, this is power tricks. That's what this is. This is not politics at all. This is all about a power grab. This is not left or right. This is not black or white. Well, it kind of is. This is not Republican or Democrat. This is white supremacy versus American democracy. You know, and that's what it seems like. That's what last night made it seem like. The fact that when he hit that line that said, you know, was it stand down but stand by, or stand down and stand by? That signaled a whole nother thing, and that just brought to mind some things I don't even want to say on air, because if nobody's thought about it, I don't want anybody to think about it. I don't want to put that in the air. You know, they say the power of the tongue. You put it out there and somebody else does it, and it's like, no, I should have kept my mouth shut. But you know, the power of these words is something. Words are either, you know, words are powerful, and they can be either seeds or bullets. You know, you use your words, you can plant something, and you can use your words, you can kill something. And this cat is planting bullets, pretty much.
Well, let me ask you a couple of questions then, Bad.
Ask me a couple of questions,
because you are our political hero.
No.
You are the man. Everybody knows you're the man. So, from that perspective, now, first and foremost, what did you think of Biden's strategy last night, and what did you think of Trump's strategy last night? Let's start with the basics.
Trump's strategy was to have no strategy.
Okay.
We're used to Biden's strategy was, I'm sure, probably trying to not take the bait, to not get his collar ruffled.
Okay.
To kind of stand back and stick to the issues. And I think we saw on some points where he was able to do some of that. And I had wished that he had stayed really with the issues all the way around, and just let Trump look like more of a fool. Don't get into the back and forth. But then again, I realized that was just me, because there is a segment of folk who are similar to those who back Trump, who like the white male bravado, who probably wanted to know, because, you know, everything that's playing on the news is like Joe is weak. So on some level, he has to fight back a little bit. But Trump, you know, went in with the same strategy he always has. None. I'm just going to go off the cuff. You know, he had nobody who was, he said he wasn't doing any coaching. So you knew he was coming in hot and crazy, just going to say whatever he could, going to play off the moment. I was listening to someone talk about an analogy, a sports analogy to the whole thing. But, you know, it's kind of like the best boxer in the world doesn't have to worry about the second best boxer in the world. You know, he knows that they've been training the same way. They run, they hit the punching bag, they hit the speed bag, you know, everybody, they jump rope, they do all the normal things to get ready. They've seen each other, they've seen each other's fights, they watched the tapes.
Right.
They got to worry about the worst boxer, the one that don't know no rules, the one that's coming in swinging below the belt, hitting you in your kidneys, hitting you when the ref is holding them, when you're down on the ground, kicking you when you're down. That's when you got a problem. And that's what we got with Trump. You have the complete career politician in Joe Biden, who is ready for just about anything and probably has seen anything that you could throw at him politically. And then you've got the anti-politician, which is Trump, which is what got him in, who could care less about anything. As I was saying earlier, he threw all conventional wisdom with regard to politics away. You know, don't talk about women. So what he tell you, I'll grab him by the, you know, he goes out with that. He still gets elected. You tell him, don't talk about, don't talk about people, the Latinos and thing. He calls them thugs and muggers and robbers and people. But he still, all of that. He did everything. He upset, didn't care who he was talking to. Do everything that you're not supposed to do, he did. And here he is. And now he's talking about, I don't care about an election. Same thing that got him here. I don't care. I'm not worried about that. You know, maybe I'll leave, maybe I won't. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So it's really not politics. It's about trying. The only thing that we've not done, or that they've not tried, and in some, you know, from impeachment, they've done impeachment and all of that stuff.
Sure.
Which really kind of backfired, I think, on the Democrats in some way because it emboldened him.
Sure.
By showing him that, you got it through the House, and they were in a catch-22 because they had to do something because it was the quote unquote right thing to do for them politically. But if you do it and it's kind of futile because it's not going to get to the result that you'd like it to get to in the Senate, and so that just shows not only him how powerful he is, but how powerful the Senate is too.
Sure. Well,
it's problematic.
Well, I tell you already, Sinbad, we've got a caller on the line. We've got Simi on the line, and we're going to bring her into the conversation. Simi, are you there?
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing fine. You know this is a hot topic.
Yes, ma'am. You are live on Straight No Chaser, and talk to us.
I just wanted to ask a question about a lot of back and forth yesterday with the presidential debate.
Sure.
And my question was, Biden made a comment. Trump was rambling, and then Biden made a comment, and his comment went kind of viral. It was, will you shut up, man?
Mm-hmm.
And my question was, do you all feel that might have been a negative image for him to portray as a presidential candidate, or do you feel it was warranted? My thoughts, your thoughts on that.
As I think, that was kind of what I was getting at. He partially played to Trump in that regard, but at the same time, I think he played to, as I said, that John Wayne type white male bravado, let me give it to you straight. He showed that he wasn't going to back down because a lot of the, and I'm in the North Carolina area, and a lot of the commercials that I see politically about Joe Biden is like, Joe's too weak. He's going to have the mob, come in. That's what the commercials are saying. So if that's the same line, I don't know what's going on in every state because they cherry pick, they pick for whatever demographic they're going after. If it's all across the nation that Joe's weak, he's soft on crime, he's not tough, for him to kind of just back down, some people may have taken that as a negative or that he was weak. But to your point, I'm like you in that regard. I'm like, like Michelle Obama said, when they go low, you go high. You just keep raising the bar. You just keep raising the bar. And the more you raise the bar, the stupider he looks. But that works. But on the other hand, he don't mind looking stupid.
I agree with that.
Right.
Michelle Obama. I think Joe tried to keep his composure as long as he could until he brought up his son, and then the gloves was off at that point.
Right. It'll be interesting to see what happens next time when they do the town hall, when they see it. They ought to just put him in a damn boxing ring and just let it go. And, put a cage match in there and see what happens. But, but in all seriousness, it's crazy. It was a sad day, really, for politics. To think that is what we have in the presidents. As a kid, I used to watch the news as a kid, back in the 70s, late 60s and 70s, I would watch and I would see these countries that were like torn apart, and they would have these people, you would always hear news of other countries like, just degrading their citizens and stuff like that. And it's like, man, it must be something to live there. How does that happen? I used to always just think like that. And now I feel like, we are almost becoming that country, that crazy country where you'd like how they let a fool like that get the power, that would do that to their own people. And here he is, denigrating Americans, just creating almost a second civil war, really. It's just crazy.
Well,
it's crazy.
Let me ask you a question, Simi. What would you have done differently if you were in Biden's place? What would you have done?
Well, I think I agree with Shannon that he was almost pushed into that. And I felt like Trump definitely was hitting below the belt with some of the things he was saying. But I definitely would have went with Michelle Obama said, and when they go low, we go high. And I think I would have even worded that